Hey, Melissa Spencer, welcome in. She said, hello, T and Bree and fellow soapies.
Hi, Soapies.
How many? Did anybody pop in the chat? You see it? I know she's in there. How many folks do you see, if any?
Let's see who's popping
Oh, wait,
in.
there's the notification. Just went out.
Yeah, they're slowly popping in. Hey, guys. Welcome, welcome.
Sometimes when I set it up originally in YouTube, it'll send out an early notification, and then once we start, it sends out one like a minute or two after or something. It's weird, but as long as they get it out there. Hey, Crystal.
Yeah, they're starting to really roll in right now. Okay.
Good,
Hey,
good, good.
guys. Welcome, welcome.
All right, we gonna get to going. I know we normally come on at 7:30, but it's been a long day, a long weekend. A lot's been going on my end, and I know probably you guys as well. So, yeah, I know Melissa. Bold is getting sad. I think Liam is really going to. I got my own thoughts on this whole thing. So,
Nothing happened for me.
yeah, and
I,
they
it,
didn't y'all say that looked like they stayed in the same clothes for a whole week?
they did. Nothing changed. They were in the same clothes for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, so we stuck in a whole day or two in the last 2 weeks. So anyway, welcome you guys to Soap Corner Talk, where myself T and Bree is on the line, and we're gonna do both Young and the Restless, Bold and the Beautiful, Beyond the Gates for the week of May 12th through the 16th. We are in the middle of May. Pretty soon, in about another couple of weeks, we're gonna be midway the year. Time is flying.
I know. Ugh. And I'm like, only one soap is doing May sweeps, apparently.
Girl, I don't know. I'm so young. Oh, I got some things to say about Young and the Restless. It's just, oh. Anyway, but yeah. So we have those three reviews that we're going to talk about with those three shows. We also have our Flip the Script, who's taken several seats, Star of the Week, Pickle of the Week, and the Simp of the Week. Okay. If you have not subscribed to the channel, this is your opportunity to do so, because we will be going live, of course, every week. Next Friday, I should be back at 7 on Friday. So by Wednesday, I'll know for sure. But it's looking like I should be back on Friday at 7. Okay. So I know you guys will be glad of that, so we can get back on track. All right, but we've been trying to make it happen, whether it's on Sunday afternoon, Monday night, Sunday evening. I just want to make sure we get our conversations in before the new week. Bree, did you hear who Aristotle Dumas may be?
No, did they release that finally? The
It is
Invisible
going
Man?
viral. Listen, they're saying that guy is actually Kane Ashby.
Wait, what?
Mm-hmm.
So Daniel Goodard is seriously doing double time?
No, no. We ain't say Kane. We not talking about him. They're recasting.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
Wait.
So I'm trying to get the official, but I've seen it from some pretty top soap folks. So we will see. I'm not finna say spoiler alert, but it's pointing to the direction that is Kane Ashby. But they're recasting Kane, obviously, because the other guy is over on the other soap on GH. So
Oh wow, that I don't know how to feel about that. That because so you think maybe the Billy Flynn guy is probably
that's
recasted to play
that's what
Kane
they're
then?
saying. That's what is the talk. that new guy Billy Flynn is going to take that Kane Ashby role, which Lily is going to have a conniption.
That's who she wants. It's all who she's obsessed about.
Who, Kane?
No, Aristotle Dumas.
Right, and she imagine, and the thing is, okay, so I was listening, obviously, and I know some folks here also listen to other platforms. And one of the takeaways that I received in listening was the timeline. So, okay, answer me this question. And I might as well pull up Young and the Restless anyway, since we're talking about it. Answer me this question. When did Amanda come to the scene?
The character?
Yes.
Just in general?
Yeah, not Michelle Morgan, the Amanda character.
She came, I think, a year after Hillary had passed. Okay. So I almost want to say in the soap realm, like maybe 4 years ago.
Okay, because they're saying that she came along 6 years ago. And I was sitting around thinking about that. That would be 2019. And I'm like, was it 2019? So they're trying to, there's points that Kane Ashby, which was Daniel Goodard, left around the same time Amanda came on, and that she was a part of the legal situation when it came to Chance Chancellor at the time. Which, to try to get that share because Colin had got involved. Remember all of that stuff?
I think so.
Okay. I mean, 2019, when you think about it, seemed like yesterday, but it was actually 6 years ago.
Wow.
But they're saying that the timeline fits because when the so-called Kane guy left, which was 6 years ago, remember they said this Aristotle guy has been in the works for the past 5 or 6 years. You know what I mean?
I guess my only question, honestly, is like, where did Kane even get that money?
I don't know, but it ties in because I'm assuming that, what is that thing, the Tale of Monte Cristo is a whole story about something that, yeah, it's weird. Whoever wrote this, if it is and actually Kane, they really went deep into some Shakespearean stuff to come up with.
And I'm like, why not hire Daniel Goodard back?
I don't know. Maybe they tried, and GH was like, who knows? Maybe we gave him some more money. I don't want you to go to Y&R. Come over here. And he might have took what's best deal for him. I don't know.
That's a valid point, but like, wow, they just need to go ahead and reveal this man. I'm so sick of them talking about it. Everybody on the show is talking about this man, and he hasn't made not one appearance.
Yeah, well, they've been talking about Aristotle Dumas since December, when this whole thing with when Damien came along.
Lord have mercy. They love dragging a storyline out, don't
Girl,
they?
6 months. Think about it. December to now, we're talking 6 months. We've been hinting around Aristotle Dumas.
And we're learning, like, he knows how to make phone calls. He's reached out to people in Genoa City. We don't even know what this man looks like. Is he a man? Is he a robot? Like, what?
Well, Amanda came on the scene and clarified that it was a man on Friday.
Okay.
And Mari, thank you for your super sticker, super chat. She says, happy Sunday, everyone, and stay blessed. Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Oh, and Tommy.
Yeah.
Hey, Tommy.
Hey, Tommy. Thank you for your super chat. Mr. Sheffield and the nanny, perfect couple. I hope they stay together and beat Victor and Audra. Hope they lose, a.k.a. Kyle and Claire. Well, we're going to talk about it. But I just wanted to bring that up. I didn't know if you heard the tea on that. And, that this, because I know we were hoping it was Tucker. But the only reason why I said it's not because um who was that? Was that what's this? Somebody brought up Tucker. Yeah, Amanda brought up Tucker. And I'm like, okay, well, if it's definitely ain't Tucker. So yeah,
That sucks.
yeah, it would have been nice to get Daniel Goodard back, but he had other plans. So,
He's gorgeous.
well, I mean, and we remember him playing the actual Kane from back in the day, and how Lily and the kids and all that stuff. Well, here's my thing, and then I'm gonna move on to this week. If in fact this is Kane Ashby, Lily's going to lose it because and Victor and all of them is involved. He's having a conversation supposedly with Billy, which Billy don't even know who he is either. Phyllis was trying to reach out to him. And that the fact that Amanda knows who Kane is and the connection that he has to Chancellor and Winters. Even though he claimed, okay, we'll talk about that too, that she that she was saying how he doesn't want anything to do with that, but we got a whole nother conversation about that part.
Yeah, girl.
Oh my God. Alright, so let's, enough about Aristotle Dumas. We're going to talk about what happened this week. So, here's two couples that has really been getting on my nerves this week, and that's, and part of last week too, was Chelsea and Adam and Billy and Chelsea. It's like, ladies, you jump ship only to get into tug of war with your significant others because they want to battle each other. Was it worth it?
Either which way, they put themselves in a pickle, so they can't go back to Marchetti and do what they kept on crying and begging about. Like, they made their choice, so I don't know why they're making their little threats, say like, oh, if you don't go this direction, I'm going to walk and leave. Okay, walk and leave and go to what?
Yeah, and here's
Summer's in Italy.
Yeah, well, I mean, in regards to Chelsea, I don't know why she thought that Adam has changed when it comes to appeasing his father. What made you think he had changed? Just because y'all slept together in Baltimore and now you in a relationship and now he's being, a certain way around you and you and him are taking care of your son. Victor hold all the cards when you work at any Newman company.
And that's nothing new to Chelsea. That's why I'm not understanding. I'm like, girl, you of all people know how Victor works and how Victor operates. So why are you making these little empty threats to Adam? And I'm like, you had a decision not to work for Victor. You made a choice.
Right.
At the end of the day, I mean, yeah, Adam's running Newman Media, but ultimately that's Victor's company. And he made that clear. You made a choice to no longer design to go be over with your guy.
And what did Adam do? He started lying. Oh no, we're good. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do it my way. Yeah, okay. Good luck with that, Adam. And then Victor's telling him, you need to get Chelsea on board. I'm like, what are you going to do, Chelsea? I mean, you the COO of that company, which is also you being owned by Victor. So either you quit or do something different.
And I'm like, you had an opportunity to design, and that technically is your skill set. So you leave and you're going to do what?
Exactly. Here's the other piece of the other side of the coin is Billy and Sally. Billy is obsessed with this whole thing. And Sally is trying to talk him off the ledge. She was like, look, you've been talking about this for 300 times already. Can we let this go? And he like, no. And he's fussing. She had to make him touch grass this week. and put him in a whole yoga session or a meditation session to get his mind on straight, only for Nick to come over there and re-trigger him again.
I have so many thoughts about that. Okay, first of all, with Billy, if he is this consumed with everything that's coming towards him, then maybe he shouldn't be running a company neither.
Right.
Because he should be better under pressure when it comes to his startup company. And it seems like every little teeny tiny thing is getting underneath his skin, and it's showing, and it's starting to kind of prove a lot of people right too.
Yeah. That he's easily triggered and he's a hothead. You know? And I mean, Victor had a conversation with him trying to talk him into giving up the information on why he's talking to Dumas, the mystery guy again. And Billy is like, kick rocks. And of course, Victor is like, you know what, go, put him out there in the media to rip him apart before he started a company. It's like, I mean, and then now you got Phyllis as an enemy. She went and tried. See, a girl, that's what I'm saying. These people are obsessed with getting in the good graces of Victor.
She looked so stupid. You're going to this man without a plan. The only thing you can say out of your mouth is, oh, I want to work with my son. Girl, let this man, this grown man, leave the nest. He left the nest over a decade or so ago. He has a child of his own. You can't think for yourself?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand what she is hoping to accomplish with bringing Daniel on board. This man wants to play the guitar. He's not thinking about paying any bills or anything like that. He wants to play the guitar. That is it. That is his only focus. And then you're going to all these different people. You're calling Aristotle. You called in Victor. You're speaking with Victor, and you have no plan.
Mm-hmm.
You have ideas.
Yep.
I'm like, you can never go to like an investor without anything to show for it. Because at least you have a business plan. You don't even have a business plan.
Mm-hmm. Nothing. She don't have no such a thing at all. None.
And I'm like, she was better off just letting Nick help her, because he didn't even care what idea that she had. He's like, oh, I'm just going to back you. This man is happy to put his cape on, as we saw when he saw Sally and Bill quick to put his cape on, and he was quick to throw some money at her, even though she had no ideas, no plan, no nothing.
Yeah, I mean, even when she had that conversation with Amanda, Amanda was like, okay, so what do you want to do? I don't know. I got many ideas. What? An idea and a business is two different things.
Right. You can have many ideas for what you want for dinner, but you're going to men with deep pockets and you looking foolish. So when you actually come up with a decent idea for your business and a business plan, they're not going to even check for you because of how you presented yourself the first go around.
Exactly. Girl, I was looking at her like, and then you gonna sit up there and talking about, I'm kind of glad that Victor kind of brushed her off, because she did have information, a little bit of something. He was like, listen, I don't want to hear it. I mean, pretty much, unless you got some type of plan, you wasting my time. And he walked away and just left her sitting there.
And then she is in a panic. Like, oh my God, Aristotle, I need to speak with Aristotle Dumas. I'm like, girl, you calling this man once again without a plan. You're just driven, you're just drunk off of just vengeance and embarrassment.
Right. Girl,
and you want to drag your son into that. and he doesn't even know what his plan is.
Mm-hmm. He just want to live his life.
He just wants to play the guitar. I'm like, and my thing is like, you're a father. You were talking about you need to find a job to support your child. Okay, but yeah, he wants to play the guitar. All right. I guess, sure. Couldn't be me, but this Phyllis just looks incredibly foolish, and I hate how. And I want to say Josh Griffin. I hate the fact that they're writing this woman this way.
Yeah, they're writing. I mean, she's just lost in the sauce.
Literally.
I lost mean, in her she thoughts. Just looked frazzled, and then now it looked like they might put her and Sharon against each other all over again. Because that's another. I'm like, why are we doing this?
Sharon looked. I'm like, is this 30 years ago? I was confused for a minute. Is this a time warp or something? The way that she was just jealous over Nick and Phyllis. Right. And I'm like, the fact that she was like, well, what are you guys talking about? What are you discussing? Oh, you guys were talking about this? I thought you were talking about this. Lady, that is not your man.
Right.
He has made that very clear. Like, he will gladly put his cape on for you. Any opportunity you give him to save the day, he's going to take it. However, to be in a relationship with you, no.
Girl.
So why was she bringing that energy in the first place? I was like, is this 30 years ago?
Right. Girl, I'm sitting up there looking like, why are we doing this? And I mean, she was trying to lay it on thick with, oh, we had such a great time, me and Nick and the kids in Europe and blah, blah, blah. And Phil's looking like, okay,
I was proud of Phyllis.
Right, because she could have reacted totally different.
Yeah, she was trying to bait Phyllis, and Phyllis didn't give that girl an ounce. I was so proud of her. Mm-hmm. Good for her. That I see that part of her starting to kind of grow. But if they're doing this love triangle thing, they're going to make Sharon look like the unhinged one when it's normally Phyllis. Mm-hmm. So if they do go any direction, Sharon is going to be the jealous one, the insecure one, and I don't even want that for her either.
Nah, I hope they don't take her down that road. But yeah, Melissa Spencer said, I think Sharon is still a little crazy, maybe be a little nuts. She was acting really spacey in that conversation.
I'm like, did you take your meds?
Right. She was talking like she was a little bit out of her mind in there. I'm like, what is she all right?
I don't know. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, that was weird. I'm thinking to myself, Sharon Case, we're done with that storyline. You can now come back to speaking like you normally do.
Right. She's supposed to be, I think I said this in the group chat. She's supposed to be a business owner of a tech company. If they went as far as to put these two women in a situation where they're supposed to mend fences and become friends and blah, 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 blah. You have Phyllis with this technical background. Why wouldn't they write a storyline where these two women work together?
Right.
We have a woman who we barely hear her talk about her company, except unless Mariah brings it up.
Does she even go to work?
Not in the past 7-8 months.
Girl. So I don't know. I just wish that the way that they're writing these ladies, y'all brought them together to broker peace, only to now throw Nicholas in the middle of this. And now he's playing Captain Save-'em when it comes to Phyllis. And Sharon is trying to trigger her because of obviously her need to want to be around Nicholas herself. And
I'm like, can we give Sharon a break? Can we get a break in regards to the crazy Sharon, and like, can we also get a break from Nick trying to save the day and put his cape on? It was really unnecessary for him to step to Billy about Phyllis. I'm like, that's not your woman either.
Mm-hmm.
He just couldn't help himself. He had a moment to just walk and let it be. But no, he went into his closet, quickly put on a red cape, and he was right there to save the day for Phyllis.
You say he said he put on a red, not a red one, Bree?
Well, red, because Phyllis got red hair. He
Oh,
likes
okay.
it. He got at least 50 of them that he likes to wear each month. He wore a green one for Chelsea. He'll wear a red one for Phyllis, a pink one for Sally, all the colors.
Wow. Girl,
It's
that
not my
is
fault.
funny.
This is Nick's fault. It's not my fault. It's Nick's fault.
All
and
right.
That's a good point, Melissa. She said that Ian is still alive and maybe he messed with Sharon's meds again.
Now that could be a possibility. Definitely. I mean,
Nice one.
They had him show his face for whatever reason, you know what I mean? Or make us know that he's still awake and out there somewhere. The question is, where is he?
I don't know.
Because originally we was thinking that he may have been the guy on the speaker when it actually they made it to be what's his face? The guy Alan Laurent. Yeah.
Yeah.
They made it him, which I think is a huge disappointment.
Yeah, that whole rollout. I'm like, they could have gave us a wedding. They could have like made it a big dramatic thing. Anyway, that's.
Yeah, well, but you got to screw over Tracy once again.
I know. Oh, poor Tracy. It's okay. She'll be back to try to help one of her siblings again.
Mm-hmm.
But Ian would have been an interesting choice, but I don't know. Seems like Mariah is definitely, have interacted with
so
Ian.
Let's talk about that, because they had a moment early in the week where Tessa wanted to find out from Mariah what the problem is. She was blaming herself because of her believing Ian and all of that stuff, and she was like, let's go to counseling. And yeah, well, unfortunately, she's not telling this secret to not even her. And here's my thing. They left that storyline out to dry. We heard about that the beginning of the week. And that was it. It's like, okay, so what did the girl do, for God's sakes?
Honestly, I think she slept with a man.
Well, I would like for them to move that storyline alone. Let's move it along.
And it would have been great if they made it for May sweeps, but it looks like they're going to drag this out for a couple of months.
Girl, why? I mean, we dragged out the Aristotle thing. Now you want to drag this out. This is insane.
I mean, the way that Mariah keeps like her actions, I'm like, okay, this is going to be a very long-winded storyline. And I'm like, just go ahead and just tell her who it is. So they go through the breakup process. And of course, we're going to get Tessa and Daniel together eventually. But I'm just more curious who it is. I think who it is going to be the bigger problem than what she did.
You think so?
And that's why, yes, because it's pointing towards that. For me, I feel like maybe it could have been Ian. I mean, it'd be sick and it'd be twisted, but that's soaps. Or maybe someone from her past, from when she was like in the cult thing with Ian. I don't know, but the way that she's acting, it's like who she did it with is more detrimental than what she did. I think because Mariah's not new to cheating. I mean, that's how she got with Tessa.
Right.
And even Sharon knows that. That's why Sharon's like, why don't you just say what you did? Like, if you're already alluding to the fact that you're cheating, But if she were to say who it was, I think that was the part that she can't, wrestle with and tell Tessa about.
Mm-hmm. Well, it needs to come on out. I mean, you left us on a cliffhanger coming off the previous week, wondering, when Mariah came back to town and had that conversation with Sharon, we like, dang, what happened? And then she's been tiptoeing around town trying to dodge Tessa. Finally, they get to talk in the park, and she's still not getting answers, and she's running away. It was like, girl, if you want to keep this a secret, you're wearing your secret on your sleeve for everybody to see it.
And I'm like, you live with your wife, and you guys share a child. Why would she not notice or pick up anything that's wrong with you? Like, that makes no sense.
And she's not giving any explanation for it. So, I mean, if you got a secret that big about doing something, but you walking around feeling guilty and avoiding people, you might as well tell the secret because you're carrying it through your energy.
Yeah. Like I don't know, maybe she doesn't have faith in her wife, but at the same time, she didn't want to tell Sharon, and Sharon usually knows all the secrets about her daughter.
I mean,
she knew every time that she cheated.
Yeah.
But couldn't say anything about this. Yeah, it's who she did it with.
Well, who is that? St. John Lover says, I think Mariah helped Ian escape. We know he's alive. Maybe she slept with him too. Oh my gosh.
And then Melissa above that said, what if she had party favors and doesn't know what she thinks that she was drunk?
Yeah, that's possible too. But the only way we can speculate all day if they don't move the storyline along.
I know. I mean, look, Tess is waiting. We're waiting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, we know what you did, girl. Just say who and why or something.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's talk about Claire.
Oh, Lord.
Claire getting on my nerves.
She getting one of the very first chairs, one of the first seats.
Well, not only is she getting on my nerves, but so is Kyle.
Yep.
Kyle is stupid.
She tap dancing on his nerves a little bit. You can tell in that conversation he's trying to be nice and be sweet to her, but he was trying to keep it real and keep it honest with her. Like, hey, our families are going to have issues. Your grandfather's not going to change. He will never like me.
Girl, listen. And then on the flip side, this man wants to get close to Audra to figure out her secrets. She don't even have the money to start this company. And you're already trying to investigate. What are you going to investigate? But get yourself into a trap.
Exactly. See, I told you a couple weeks ago, Victor's going to give this woman a lemonade stand, and it's going to be amount to nothing. So, Barate lemonade or something. But Claire's about to set herself up for a breakup of her own, and she can't blame anybody. She can't blame Audra, Victor, nobody, because you want to try to keep this man like as happy as you can, but you're so focused on making Victor happy and not the man that you say that you love.
Right, it's like, is Victor in this relationship with the two of you?
He even said that.
Right.
He was like, this is not a three-way relationship. And even with all of that, him explaining, like, hey, your family most of your family accepts it. My family adores you. My son accepts you. Like, what more do you need? And I think she said something along the lines of, like, are you even trying?
Yeah.
Are you not trying to try? You're not going to do this?
Right. You at least try. And it's like this man sat at a table across from Victor at society, and Victor still told you the same thing he's going to tell you tomorrow, which is no. and get up and walk from that table. He also came over to the house with you to have a conversation with Victor and Nikki standing there. Did that work? No. So I don't know why it is so important that Claire gets this validation from Victor Newman, knowing that he's not going to give it. Oh, maybe we can do this. Oh, maybe we can soften it. And then Nikki flipped the script on her too.
Did you hear that little speech that she gave Kyle as to why? Because he even asked, they were asking, like, why do you want it so badly? She said, I always respected Victor and I want his approval. I just want to make sure that he accepts me. I'm like, girl, he gave you $1 million horse.
Right.
You're probably like in all of his wills. He is going so hard for you not to be with Kyle. You're more than accepted, especially after everything. You almost unalived the other side of your family.
Right.
So what more do you need? How is Kyle supposed to help you get acceptance from Victor? See, she told a whole bold-faced line. I'm like, honey, you want the same approval that Summer had. And that's just the bottom line.
Well, she ain't gonna get it. Unless Victor gets struck by lightning, she can forget about it. And for her to... But see, it's my thing of her being in denial. Her mind, right. She just think at some point somebody's just gonna wear him down and he's gonna be like, okay.
And she really feels that she's that special. I'm like, your mother told you, Nikki told you, pretty much everyone in a Newman family told you how Victor is. Mm-hmm. And you also got a taste of how he acts too. But even before that, didn't Jordan tell you this as well?
Yep. That's what I was saying too. I'm like, Jordan had told you for years how Victor Newman was.
So you still feel that you're that special to where Victor's going to miraculously change his heart? No.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid not. And then now she wants to throw a party.
Girl, that party gonna be a hot mess. And now that Kyle is trying to get involved with Audra to figure out what she's up to, when technically she's up to nothing but air. I mean, it's like, dude, you walking into a literal trap.
Yeah. Both Kyle and Claire, honestly.
Yeah.
Because he think he's about to play a game. Like, well, the game has already started and you further behind in it.
Yep. So, yeah, that whole thing with Claire, I'm like, girl, if you don't go somewhere, sit down and shut up about this.
I'm going to throw a party.
For what?
Okay, girl. Sure. Okay.
Well, I guess.
And then what?
Yeah, come over for the free food and then go home.
Oh my God, like, he's just gonna see his personality. I'm like, he was dealing with Kyle way before you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know. Then they put the moving in together on hold. So, whatever.
Yeah. I'm like, he even, like, had to get on Adam for even trying to sell a place to you.
Right. And Adam said, Victor was like, listen, Adam, do not sell that apartment to him. And I'm thinking, like, how are you going to control where he sell his apartment?
Exactly.
The problem is that the key word is or else. So, obviously, Adam knows that Victor would threaten him, maybe take his, I don't know, something with Newman Media away or whatever. And in order to keep what he have, which, that ain't technically his, Victor's always going to have the last say. And I'm wondering if because we really never got the clarity on whether or not he was going to sell it, because those two, Kyle and Claire, decided to put the moving in thing together on hold.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't think that he's going to do it. But this is an issue I have with the Newman kids. Like, you guys they complain so much about being underneath Victor's control, but yet you guys are living on his property. And you guys choose to work for this man, collect salaries from this man, and you guys feel like once you give him a chance, he's changed, and then he does something you don't like, and then what?
Right.
It's like he pretty much owns you.
Pretty much.
Like, because I'm like, Adam could lose his job and also lose the ranch.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. All gifts ain't good gifts.
Exactly. Like, I don't know. I'll never understand it. I'm like, the kids don't get it. Michael don't get it. Nobody gets that Victor is Victor. The Winters sure don't get this is how Victor is.
Okay, you know what, Bree? Let's go into that aspect, because Lily told this man to quit his job and do some espionage, but you can't trust him. But you want to put him in a position where he can't be trusted with his boss.
She can't trust him, can't trust Amanda. I'm like, she don't trust her brother. She don't trust nobody. And I'm like, you're the criminal.
Girl, that whole thing had me rolling, and I'm looking at Nate like, don't win a medal this week.
But here's the thing. Damien is actually going to do this. Yes. I was so disappointed.
Did I say Nate?
I think you did say Nate.
Okay, Damien. Damien is going to get a medal this week.
Yep. Because I'm like, you're really losing your job. You're seriously probably paying more than what they're going to offer you over at Winters.
Look, hey, for her. Just to get the box.
I'm like, she's not even that worth it. She's a pretty girl, but I'm like, annoying. she's making you go through all of these hoops. And I think from like Monday's episode? I think so, where Amy came back. I'll say this, still jumping through hoops.
Trying to prove something. Now, he kind of chin checked her a little bit.
Yeah, Monday. He did. Yeah, he did. And I think she told a bold-faced lie. I don't think this woman trusts this man as far as she can throw him. And here's my thing. Amanda comes into town, deliberately tells you, hey, I'm working for the guy. He sent someone that he knew, you guys knew, and had worked with and trust. You're not on Aristotle's radar. Well, how do we know that? Like, he could be saying that, and you guys could still be after us.
Girl, this whole thing is a hot mess. Victor put that battery in Lily's back, and she's been carrying the torch for the last 3.5 months. Go ahead.
I was going to say, and still won't fact check.
And won't fact check him when Victor told her to her face that he probably was mistaken. And I'm like, did you just hear that man backpedal on what he said about the information that he gave you? And you rather let him get away with it. And I think I've heard Damien say a couple times in this past month that you keep getting misinformation from the main person who loves spreading misinformation.
Ooh, that was such a good line too.
And she just ignored it. No, you can't be trusted, and I need you to prove yourself. How about you? None of them, they just see Victor as, I don't know, the almighty something.
They're weak. And she trusts Victor more than her own brother. That is the part that cracks me up, because she wants her brother to be just as ruthless as Victor, and because he's not, she don't like him, she doesn't trust him. That's why she goes to Victor, regardless of how ruthless he is, regardless if he played her or not. She likes that ruthlessness.
Yeah, and then when they said, why would he give me wrong information? Because, of his connection with Neil. Okay, well, if his connection with Neil was that strong, he wouldn't have played you like he did in November.
And neither would his wife, with all those pictures and letters from Catherine that she could have gave like 10 years ago. And on top of that, if his relationship with Neil was so great, Neil wouldn't have to formulate his own company because of how he was so mistreated and misused over Newman.
Thank you. So that whole, they can miss me with that foolishness. They don't think that the fans have forgotten the real reason why Winters was even formed in the first place is to get away from Victor Newman and his company.
I don't think Josh Griffin knows.
Girl, somebody need to give him the memo.
He just, for whatever reason, they think that we're dumb, and we're not. There's people who've been watching the show for however many plus years, 20 years, 30 years, probably since day one. You're not going to fool us with the foolishness, especially when it comes to this writing. Like, they're making the Winters look really foolish.
Yeah, and especially when Amanda is giving all the props, and Aristotle is so proud of y'all, and he liked the great things that he's done, and he's not even thinking about y'all. Y'all in the clear. He's thinking about Chancellor. Or how we know we're not getting played. Do y'all want something to fuss about? That's the biggest pet peeve that I have with things and people in general sometimes. When you're looking for a reason to be mad. They don't even have a reason. You got the information from the representative of Aristotle. It did not even come from Victor. It came from her to him. And then that's the other thing. Y'all know Amanda. Devon, you were in a relationship with her. Do you actually think that she would play along? And then he'd make it, well, maybe this ain't about the company. This is about me. Boy, bye.
Like, you were not that special. Like, bye. Goodbye. They can't even take you seriously as a business owner. That's why you're not on their radar. That's why the Winters are so bothered. They're not at a level of a Newman Enterprises or a Chancellor.
Thank you. I couldn't believe it. First of all, they thought, oh no, she's got to be lying. Oh, so you mad at her thinking that she's lying, but you got Damien trying to do espionage. And Devon, you did a whole cheating session with Abby on this same girl who's giving you props. She could have came back and cut you off at the knees. She didn't have to tell you nothing.
Right. At all. But she's untrustworthy, but he's not.
Right.
Okay. I buy that for $1. And TA, you're 100% right. Look, Damien is giving up his high-paying job for Lily and still will not get anywhere with her romantically. Could you imagine, like we were saying earlier, that Aristotle Dumas could be Cain?
Mm-hmm.
If that is true, that is who she's going to be with. So really? Damien would have given up.
Yeah, that's true.
Damien would have gave up his job for nothing.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, Carter 2.0.
That he been working for Lily's ex-husband.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Carter 2.0. Looking pitiful.
I can't stand that. I'm like, dude, this girl is playing you like a fiddle.
Yep. So, and it's so sad to see. I wish Amanda would stay on. A part of me was hoping that maybe she did know who Damien was and they had a little something. I don't know. He doesn't need to be with Lily.
Mm-mm.
I'm so over her, especially after Monday's episode. I'm so over her.
Her and Devon is just irritating to watch. I mean, he's standing. You see, Nate, Amy, and Damien is trying to create a bond.
Mm-hmm.
And Nate, for the most part, had been pretty neutral when it comes to Damien until he started listening to his cousins.
Right.
And now he's like, well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm not so sure. I mean, he finally agreed for Damien to come over there and work, but this man is supposed to be rebuilding his relationship with his mother because she supposedly is dying. Whether that's the truth or not. But for right now, she's supposed to be having terminal cancer.
Right.
Y'all are trying to get him roped up in some stuff because you would listen to Victor Newman.
Right. And the fact that he wants to go along with the, being a double agent, you still don't trust this man, Devon?
Right.
I'm like, he didn't even have to do any of that.
No.
And he was in Monday's episode. He's just there, just standoffish, is just having a whole attitude. And I'm like, why are you there?
Mm-hmm. I just don't trust the guy, and I don't trust the fact that he's interested in you. Okay, well, first of all, she grown. I don't want her to be with him, but Devon, she's grown. Did you ask anybody when you decided to sleep with Abby?
No. And I'm like, he doesn't trust Amanda. He doesn't trust this. Why don't you go back to the original source who told you this Aristotle information?
Nobody checks him on that. I mean, Lily had an opportunity, and he even backpedaled in front of her face, and she's still on this thing about Damien can't be trusted. You want this man to quit his job to prove to you and do what I tell you to do, because and she know what she's doing, because she said, I know you have an interest in me. So she's manipulating the feelings that you may have for her to get you to jump through these hoops.
Yeah, and hi, Nicole O'Yulan. I haven't seen that name before, but welcome. She said Devon has every right to be cautious in protecting his family. Granted, I feel that way as well. However, they're on guard about Aristotle Dumas because of what Victor told him. Right. And then he backpedaled to Lily, and they never fact checked any of that. So they're just on guard about Damien, and he repeatedly told them, I don't work for, I work for him, but I don't know anything as far as like him coming after you. And on top of that, you have Amanda as Aristotle's lawyer coming to them and say, hey, I worked with you guys before. I'm a trusted resource. This man wants nothing to do with your company. And they're still bothered.
Yep. That's crazy. They're just looking for something. And a quick question before we move over to Bold. What happened to Cole? He got sick. They stuffed him in a hotel room, and we ain't seen him since. And we did hear from Victoria, and I think Claire, that he's feeling a little bit better. Okay, so what happened to him? What was the purpose of all that?
And this is how you know Victoria doesn't care about Cole, because I'm like, if it was anybody else, like, she would have hired specialists. Like, we would have got a whole storyline arc of her and Cole trying to figure out what his illness is.
Mm-hmm.
And we got nothing. She's like, oh, I'm going to go to the hotel. I'm going to check on him. It's okay. But wasn't it with like Ashton Locke? She was like by his bedside,
right,
and everything.
They need to figure out what that. It's just a lot of loose ends. You got the loose end with Mariah. You got the loose end with the situation that's going on with Cole. You know, it's like, okay, y'all keep trying to create storylines, and then you just leave them for a while.
Yeah, and then you got Claire as a spoiled brat who just won't count her blessings when she has them.
Yeah.
But okay.
Yeah, you said, but okay. All right.
That it ain't me. She losing it.
All right. Did we cover everything? Did you have anything else on any other subject?
No, I think we're good.
Okay. We're gonna move over to Bold. How many people we got in the chat?
Almost 120 this evening.
Oh, nice. All right. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. And we got to unpack Bold. We had the Hope and Liam storyline. We had the whole thing with Luna showing up, and that was early in the week. And I think by Tuesday she was gone. And Steffy was mad, trying to tell him you can never have a relationship with her. This is the part what I don't like. So I'm appreciating the fact that they're coming together to help Liam, right? But and I get it. Luna has done some horrific things. Good grief, she unalived 2 people. But he needs to make that determination, because if Steffy is going to be the mouthpiece for her husband, every time this conversation comes up, he's going to be sitting there looking like a mute. He's going to be sitting up there, and Steffy is the one jumping in Luna's face. You can never come around here and, hey, by the way, husband, you can never want a relationship with your daughter.
I'm like, this is the mess he created, and that's his responsibility, whether she's grown or not. And my thing about it is, if he was so set on not having Luna in his life, he wouldn't have just told her that he was her father. He could have kept that to himself and then kept it pushing. But he told her for a reason.
Yep.
So he can't be surprised. Steffy can't be surprised that this girl wants a relationship with her father.
Yeah, and it's just, I don't know, it's just weird that she's telling him how to think and feel. That's a problem. I mean, if this man wants to, I mean, her mom done disowned her. She's just out there floating in the wind, hanging out with Sheila. But if this man wants to forge a relationship, or at least make contact every now and then, that's his choice. It's not up to you to tell this man you should feel some kind of way, and I'm going to tell you how to think and what to do.
Exactly. And my thing is, given how Steffy is, if the roles were reversed, she would never care what Finn thought, how he felt, especially if it was one of her kids.
Wow.
If it was Kelly, she wouldn't even bother to listen to Finn. Think about Steffy's personality. Would she have listened to Finn? Like, you need to stay away from Kelly. She did such and such to me. She wouldn't. She'd be like, she needs help. She needs therapy. I need to be in her life. That's the reason why she's acting this way. Blah, 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 blah. Any and every excuse. Yep. She would not listen to Finn.
Hey, KH said, I feel like Finn has made it very clear that he doesn't want a relationship. Luna refused to respect boundaries. Now, Luna, I agree. I mean, you just can't go over people's houses, walking in, talking about, hey, how you doing? I want to get a chance to spend time. That is not appropriate, you know. So, yes, I agree with you on that part. However, when with Finn does, he's a people pleaser. And in my opinion, because when the moment he found out that he fathered Luna, there was moments that you know, he was sitting around like, dang, that's my daughter. And to now go from that and hunting her down all the way to Bill's house and all this kind of stuff, Now you don't want to have. What'd you do all that work for? You ran 2 paternity tests, trying to chase around town, looking for where she at. She was missing from the prison, only to say, "Oh yeah, I don't want a relationship with you now. I just act like you're
Exactly.
act like you're vanished."
Exactly. He could have kept it to himself and he wouldn't have any of these problems.
Mhm.
Steffi wouldn't have been on guard about anything. Poppy had it right. He's like, look, you can just keep it to yourself.
Yep.
And 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 the thing is, I get it when it comes to the Luna not respecting boundaries. However, the Foresters, especially Steffi, saying that Luna is dangerous, so you have no security at your door.
Mhm. Or she can just show up at the house and walk in.
Exactly. And then everyone's still going to El Giardino and keep saying, oh, Sheila's dangerous. We can't trust her. This, and this. But y'all are going there for bolognese and pizza.
Right. Girl, please. That
I'm
whole
like,
thing. Mhm.
it's like they cry wolf 1 minute and then they're not scared. Like, just make up your mind.
Mhm. I agree. And I mean, Finn. I really truly think that's a part of Finn who wants to get to know his daughter, but because Steffi got him by the neck, he's gonna do what she tells him to do.
Yeah, and I really don't feel sorry for Ben, because he made a choice, same way he made a choice to create this girl. He had suspicion. He chose to listen to Poppy. Now that he knows the results, same thing with Ted on the
Mhm.
other show. He stepped up as a father and handled his responsibilities,
Mhm.
grown or not. And no one's saying that he should buy Luna an apartment or anything like that. But be in her life. It's like he wasn't in her life.
Mhm.
Because Ted, he had no clue he had a daughter. Whereas, I was about to say Liam, Finn was always around Luna.
Mhm.
So, like, if you create a child, whether they did something or not, that's still your child. Simple as that.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. All right. Moving on. I guess, let me see, what do I want to tackle? I guess we can tap into Hope finding out, because that was early this week when she found out from Steph, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Find out from Steph that, Liam is dying and she couldn't tell nobody. She deserved to know. I agree. Hope should have known. I still don't understand the writing of that part. And I understand, like, you have an example, and things like that in real life, where a person don't want people to know what's going on.
Right.
At the same time, on the show, how are you able to judge? And see, I don't think that's cool on Liam's part, because those girls and even Hope, just say he was to just have one of those little sharp pains attack and then he's gone, and they come to find out that, how come your kid got to spend more time with him than mine did? Y'all didn't tell us nothing. That's the part. I mean, because I don't expect Steffi to go around to everybody, which she didn't told Taylor now.
Mm-hmm.
But I do honestly, I honestly believe that Hope should have known.
I 100% agree with that. Should it have been Steffi? My personal opinion, no.
It should have been Liam, but he was adamant
Yeah,
about it.
right. And but once again, that put, I hate when the writers, they put a lot of this, like a lot of scenarios on Steffi, and it's really not her place. That needed to come from Liam, but at the same time, he's on borrowed time, and he has children with both of these women, and at some point they got to know. I don't know if it maybe a little bit more encouragement, that could have persuaded Liam, but at least Hope knows, and he didn't take it too badly when she told him that she knows. But I don't understand the writing portion of this, but I understand there's real life scenarios where, people have their reasonings as to why they don't want certain people to know certain things. I get that. And I was hoping he was going to tell his father this week too, but unfortunately it didn't happen. But
well,
at some, I was going to say, at some point you gotta let your family know, because you have children. That's a key thing there. They gotta figure out a way to prepare them for that.
Exactly. I did not get the chance to see Michael Farron because I see a couple of you guys asking about that.
I did.
Okay, so what did it look like? It was a demise coming to you?
The way that he kind of painted it, he said this is going to be a different type of love story, so nothing really romantic that they're focusing on with like Hope or Liam, or like Liam and Steffy, nothing like that. He just wants to make sure everyone is okay, and he said the key thing was eventually his illness, there won't be any questions because it's going to be more apparent. So I'm wondering if kind of like the scenario you painted where he just passed out, and then they find out that something's going on with him. But he said he doesn't want to repeat the John McCook storyline. That was another key thing too, where there's a miracle cure. So a part of me was thinking when I was watching this yesterday or Friday, maybe this might be a misdiagnosis.
I honestly think this is a whole redemption arc for Hope. I mean, because we talked about this a little bit last week, how with her being ousted out of the company, her and Steffi being at odds and all of this stuff, there's nowhere else to take Hope. They're not going to put her over at Ir Giardino with her father. She really don't want Carter, as we'll talk about. So I mean, she was backed into a corner, and the best way to get her out, which is Liam's focus, was to make sure that Hope and Steffi, heal their, relationship. Now that they know that both of them know that Liam is sick, according to some of these spoilers coming up this week, they really are going to work together. And I mean, who knows, Steffi might feel nice enough to get a girl her job back. I'm like, y'all ain't fooling nobody. Annika Noel ain't going anywhere. Okay? And so you're going to have to move her either into a new storyline where she's prospering, or you're going to have to send her back to Forrester.
Yeah, let's hope she goes to the janitor's closet if and when it does happen. That's why I'm leaning more towards maybe he might have a misdiagnosis or something. Because if they're not going to do a miracle cure, from what he's kind of alluding to, I can't imagine Scott Clifton is going to go anywhere. Because I think they were also saying, they asked him in the chat if he was going to try to go to GH, and he said that he really didn't have any plans to go over there anytime soon. He's not jumping ship anywhere anytime soon. So I'm like, okay. So from what I'm gathering, Scott's going to be on still. So I'm imagining he's still on contract with Bold. So if there's not a miracle cure, maybe it's a misdiagnosis.
And that's why, I hate that they take the fans through all of this, because he said he don't want another John McCook storyline. But these episodes obviously have been emotional for the fans. And at the same token, I don't believe anything that Bowl put out. Out of all of the 3 soaps, Bowl is notorious for not being truthful in their spoilers. I mean, they had, remember, both Tanner Novlin, we talked about this,
Uh-huh.
and what's the girl name? Kimberlyn, come on The
Uh-huh.
Talk that used to be on during the same time that the Gates is now on, The Talk.
Uh-huh.
Talking about, oh, Sheila's done, and and Finn is gone, and all this, and you got now, she's been working over Ir Giardino, and Finn is back at with his wife. So y'all can miss me with your spoilers.
Yeah. I'm I don't know. I was reading like some fan theories, and I had one of my own. I'm like, what if like it's like like not a cure, maybe like a transplant or something, and it would be also part of Luna's redemption a little bit too. Like if she was like a blood transfusion or something, or like a special like care. I don't know. Whatever they're going to do for, I guess, Scott Clifton's character, he's going to be around. It's just a matter of like how long they're going to drag this out. Because even Catherine Kelly Lang said this is going to be a very sad summer. I'm like, ugh.
Right. I mean, and then Tanisha Gray in the chat says it's been 2 weeks of boring conversation about feelings, no action.
Girl, it has been. Everyone is in the same outfit. Steffi looked like she's about to bust like a grape. Everybody, nothing's changed. Everyone was saying the same thing each and every episode.
Yeah.
Every episode, it was the same thing.
Yep. I mean,
Steffi had the same dialogue.
I was looking forward to Carter getting hit with the coup de grace. I thought that was going to be on Thursday. It happened on part of Thursday going into Friday. But that's what I was waiting on this week. Because this man has been, I mean, they making Daphne look desperate. Because she keep begging this man to be with her and leave Hope. And he's sitting up there talking about, no, I have a connection. And Brooke put her 2 cents in trying to confront Daphne, talking about, well, my daughter and Hope and Carter they love each other. And I'm like, girl, where?
I'm like, that's exactly. Your daughter hasn't reciprocated nothing. And keep in mind, they have to bring up Carter to her. She doesn't start a conversation about Carter like she used to do with Liam and Thomas.
That was the girl. I'm telling you, that was the craziest thing to hear Brooke actually make it look like. I'm like, you do realize that your daughter did break up with him about a month ago. Am I correct? And you and Katie are still pouncing around as if him and Hope are about to get married next week. No,
yeah.
That girl don't want him.
Nope.
She never did. She only wanted him because of the power that he had to Forrester and to keep her line going.
Yep. And whenever it was Liam, she would forgive him the very following episode.
Yep.
It's been a month and a half since the Forresters got their company back, and she's still mad, and she can't trust Carter. Okay.
Girl, sure. That whole thing, and I don't feel sorry for Carter. I don't. Because people been trying to tell you that girl was using you. Now, I'm not saying that she was really being diabolical. Well, I don't know. Maybe some people can say that. But the fact of the matter is, every time I see that, I could see that scene replay in my head when Carter walks into that design room and she is in mid-fantasy about Finn. And that was in September. And now we fast forward, a good 9 months. And this is where you are. At the door, listening. And getting your heart broken into 10,000 pieces.
His face, the way his face changed. the air came out of the balloon. And Liam was telling this girl, I think you should go back to Carter. She's like, no, my life is with you and Beth. The look on his face. I'm like, you heard it from the horse's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
There you go. You can't say Daphne said anything. It's not secondhand information. You heard the man that she wants to go back to wants her to go to you, but she doesn't want that.
Girl, that right there was a mic. I gotta give Bold props for writing that part. Because that was a coup de grace. When he heard Liam say, you got a wonderful thing with Carter and you need to go back to him, and he had that little smile on his face, and Hope was like, no, I love you, I want to be with you. And he was like, wait, what?
It's like there's like some sad music I'm thinking of right now, and I'm like,
the tiniest violin. There you go.
Yes. I'm like, oh, Carter, oh. We should feel sorry for you, but we don't, because we done told you since you got with this girl and told her that you loved her after 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and she thought that she was going to be queen of the manor over at Forrester while all of the original owners are out. And she don't even want them to come back. This man was struggling with his conscience. And she was like, suck it up, Buttercup.
Exactly. And then didn't walk out and quit the jobs that he didn't deserve just to show that he's in solidarity with her.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the woman that you love. Yep. Okay.
Girl, I'm telling you. I was waiting for that moment. They couldn't have did that one no better. Because I thought it was going to be mutual. At least them maybe saying something. Oh, I love you too. No, he heard Liam push her back to him. And she said no.
Yeah, and then he had to go rush to the office. Daphne, I need to talk to you. Like, I thought she loved me. I can't do this. This is too much for me.
Girl, I'm talking about I need to get out of here. Well, I'm going with you. Yeah, right back to his apartment.
I'm like, sir, I guess. Look, you would think that after stealing somebody's company, he should be more focused on, being grateful he has 2 jobs, even though he doesn't deserve either one of them. But he's so butthurt. He's so in his feelings. Carter.
So, Melissa Spencer said Liam asked Hope if she loves Carter, and she said yes, and he told her to go find Carter and tell him everything. Life too short to hold on to anger. If you really truly love somebody, nobody's going to have to push you to do it.
Right.
Carter been asking her for weeks, and she told that man the last time, I need more time.
And a month and a half wasn't enough time. And I can see if he, did something crazy to her. But I'm like, she took Liam back several times.
Mm-hmm.
And even got with Thomas. And more time for what? That's what I'm not understanding. He left that door wide open for her to allow Liam to come in.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, she says she still love him, which I don't know what kind of love that is. But Liam,
I don't take it romantically.
I don't think so either. Have a good night, TA, and yeah, be careful out there. She said they got a severe thunderstorm warning in Dallas, so she's gonna get off. Yeah, be safe and have a good night.
Good night, TA. Thank you for joining us.
But nobody should have to push you into going back to somebody. If you're gonna go, or you really truly love that person, you're gonna go.
Yeah. she needed nobody to motivate her whenever it came to Liam. At all. Whereas everyone else is bringing Carter up in conversation. She doesn't think about Carter unless he shows up or Brooke happens to mention him every once in a while. And she still doesn't feel sorry about what she did.
Nope. So, yeah, Carter needed to hear that exactly how that played out.
Yep, and looks like, Daphne might, all that begging from Pepe Le Pew seems to, be working now. Hopefully by Monday's episode, she might get her Carter.
That's got to be an ego bruise to her, because she was always known for having men fall at her feet based on her fragrances. That's why she was waving stuff around. But she like Carter. And it's like, okay, I can't get this man. This man is like knee deep in hope, and he's not buying what I'm selling. I'm being seductive. I wave my perfume around. I'm doing this and that, and this man's still stuck on hope.
Yeah, but I mean, she saw them abs, and she zeroed in. It's like, look, if I'm going to be here in LA, I'm going to try to get one of the finest men in LA.
Exactly. So, poor Carter, I ain't going to say that one. Because she cut him off a long time ago. He's the one that's been begging, not her. She haven't been chasing him down this past, month and a half, 2 months?
However long the Forsters got their company. Oh, and the funny part is, he said, I risked it all for her. I risked everything for her, and this is how she treats me? Yes. Yes. It's a come to Jesus moment. Thank goodness. Oh, my Lord. Yes, honey, she was using you. I understand you have a degree, and you may not be the brightest bulb. But yeah, she was using you. And I think KH said it, I love the way she said, Liam loves Carter like people love their pets. I think the same thing can go for Hope too. She loves Carter like an animal, like a dog. But if the dog was lost, she wouldn't care for it.
Yep. So, yeah, and Jasmine says Harder was a bust, zero chemistry.
Yep. Exactly. Which is why I understand, why is Liam trying to force this upon us? We don't want it.
Yeah, I'm like, Liam, the girl clearly wants you back. She told you to your face. And I mean, Daphne called. He's like, listen, Hope is going to go back to the father of her daughter.
Yeah.
But he was like, no. Our love is strong enough to survive this. And I'm like, what love? She said past tense in the cabin about a month and a half ago.
Yeah, and she's not calling you, not texting you, nothing. You're doing all the legwork, and you're going to see her. She's not going to see you. As a matter of fact, she had more energy to go see Liam versus you. Because she went over to Steffy's house.
Yep.
And she could have just made a phone call. She wanted to go see Liam.
Sure did. All right. I'm trying to think. Did we miss anything on this one?
No. It was literally rinse and repeat for 2 weeks. Yeah, we didn't miss anything.
This one. I was just looking at everybody being in the same clothes for a week.
And I'm like, so they definitely filmed these episodes within the same week. I was just looking at the comment section in regards to the Liam thing, and I will say he did kind of allude to it. He could possibly come back as a different person.
Okay.
Kind of like how Michelle Morgan, that sort of thing.
Oh, okay, got you.
Which I think that would be great for Scott Clifton if they were to go that direction.
Yeah, obviously, he hadn't had any meat to chew on when it came to storylines over the past year. I mean, I guess the biggest one that, he was dealing with a divorce from Hope and Thomas involved and all of that. And then he went MIA for a while. We didn't see him, especially after they got rid of Darren Brooks quietly.
They got rid of a lot of the guys quietly.
Mm-hmm. RJ is gone.
Thomas is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like you said, Wyatt is gone. Like, there's just some, like, okay, well, I guess. And yeah, Sharon, Hope was fantasizing about Thomas after she and Liam were making love.
Right.
Sure was.
Exactly. Girl, please. She was fantasizing about Thomas, like you say, on the couch when she was sleeping with her husband. Then when Carter comes in, she was fantasizing about Finn. It's like, girl.
Look, she's focused on who she's focused on. She had no problem cheating on Liam with Thomas. She had no problem trying to interfere in Steffy's marriage.
Right.
She knows what she wants. If she wanted Carter, she would zero in on that man, and she won't.
Exactly. I mean, it's clear he wants her back, and they're not back together. So what's the problem? It's her. She don't want to be back with you. And every time Liam says that, she make these facial reactions like, I don't want to do that.
Right. Exactly. Because him pleading with her, and he even said, I'm talking to Ridge every day just to see if I can get your job back. Putting his job once again at risk because he could annoy Ridge to a point where he fires him again.
Now, here's my problem with this situation with Daphne. Now, granted, she's choosing to wait in the wing to be with this man, but you do realize that she would be a rebound.
But would she be a rebound if Hope and Carter didn't have a real relationship?
Yeah, because he still got feelings tied into that woman.
Oh.
Now, it'd be different if maybe there was some time, space between this, like when she originally cut him off. And he's maybe not still going after her, but he's trying to process through his feelings. But this man showed up at the house, listening through the door. He was like, I'm going back to get this woman, only to get hit in the stomach. And then you come back and you in your apartment with Daph.
Look, she saw them abs and she said she'll be alright.
I know, but it just, she begged him, and now that she don't want you, then you gonna be like, oh, okay.
Look, if you kept saying my track record with women is trash, it's terrible. I'm like, we know. We watched you. We know.
Girl.
Yeah. But
alright, that's all we had this week was these 1.5 storylines.
It was rinse and repeat. This was last week's episode.
Yeah, pretty much. So, alright, we are moving on to Beyond the Gates, and a lot of stuff going on. The aftermath of the whole expose of Ted. Then we got a new Ted this week on the 14th or the 15th?
On the 14th.
Yeah, we got a new Ted.
Yeah, we did.
Mm-hmm.
As you can tell, I'm so excited about it.
I know. I mean, a lot of folks. I've seen I forgot his name. But I seen him in different. I think he played in some Tyler Perry movies too. I've seen the new Ted.
The old Ted or the new Ted?
New one.
Oh, Keith Robertson.
Yeah, I've seen him in other things.
He's been in quite a few things. J Money had to remind me that he was the Green Power Ranger.
Oh my God.
I was cracking up. I was like, okay. I personally don't remember, but Yeah, he's been in quite a few things. He's a talented singer. He's, a talented actor. I won't knock him at all. Is he Maurice? No.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry. I was missing Maurice, especially the stuff I sent in the group chat.
Mm-hmm.
Where he was just shirtless, showing off his arm. I was like, oh goodness, we didn't get any of that from Ted.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, we got Keith and we lost Maurice. So, for whatever reason, maybe he got new projects or whatever. But I do have old Ted at the top and then new Ted down at the bottom. What did you think about the situation? And I think y'all kind of talked about it in the group chat with Ted taking Eva over to, the restaurant or to the club.
It was insensitive because they could have met up at the hotel that they were at. He made a conscious decision to go over to the country club. Everything that happened was what was like 48 hours that took place, and I feel like he could have just thought of his wife.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, I feel he was being a little insensitive by even going there. Even Eva was like, look, we could have went to other places to go have breakfast, but he wanted to be there.
I mean, I guess I can see both sides. One side of the matter, like you say, it's insensitive. Obviously, he didn't know that they were going to show up, but at the same time, their family owned that club. On the opposite side of this, which is the same thing Nicole said, is that the man is a member. We can't tell him where to come and go. He's paying his dues. He got access. He can come up in here and eat when he wants to. So I can see both sides how, he got the right to do what he want to do, but at the same time, running into possibly his wife, which he did, it was going to be rough.
And I just feel like if the Duprees wanted to be petty, same way they were being petty when it came to Haley not being able to eat there, he wouldn't be there. Like, he wouldn't have a membership. He probably wouldn't be within the gates if they wanted to be petty about it. But I just wish he had a little more common sense, because what if his other daughter, Kat, were to see that, and then her mother walks in seeing them sitting together. And let me be very clear, he should have a relationship with Eva. Same way I was saying Finn should have a relationship with Luna. This is a child that he created, regardless of how she came about. He should have a relationship with her. However, there's a time and a place to do things. All that information was just relayed to his wife and pretty much her whole family, the whole community, within 48 hours. And he even joked about coming back to the scene of the crime. He could have went someplace else and had breakfast with his daughter, at least for a certain time frame. And has been respectful.
Yeah, well,
and exactly, Jasmine. He even put Eva in a rough position.
It says too soon, but he did step up and give her an apartment and stuff like that, so she'll have a place to stay. Because obviously Leslie, aka Dana, kicked her out, and she always crying in one breath to other people about my poor daughter, but then you don't even want to. You caused this whole thing and put it all in motion, and he didn't even know that you had a kid, yet you won't put the blame on her. And then she tried to push that blame about that motorcycle accident on her too, when Kat ended up, recording her.
Ooh, oh my goodness. This is such good soapy drama. And once again, further proving to me that Leslie is not that girl's mother. You going to put charges on your child now for your actions. You wanted this big reveal. You wanted to detonate Ted and Nicole's relationship because you want Ted back. Everything is all about Leslie. It was never about Eva, but you want her to catch these charges for something you did.
Mm-hmm.
That Leslie is not Eva's mother. No one can convince me otherwise. They can say it in the script, but the way that she's acting, even not even acknowledging this girl on her birthday.
Right.
You're that mad? You're that bitter? Really?
Right. I mean, obviously, she is definitely out there. And Leslie, like, she got more secrets to come.
Yeah. And she, look, and apparently she's broke again. I'm like, you just got $50,000.
Yeah, what's she spend that money on? Them outfits?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can take that dress back, girl.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So it's gonna be interesting to see what Leslie got up under her under her sleeve, in regards to her scheming that she's doing, because it looks like she got some more revelations to put out there. But I gotta say, Trisha Mann is playing that villain like she's good at it.
Yes, she is. She is eating that up. She is absolutely talented. I love. Was it Tasha Mann, Trisha Mann, Tasha something? Trisha, talented actress. She even did I sent a little clip of the video interview that she did. Talented, great personality, just beautiful. I'm a huge fan. I really hope that she gets nominated for next year's Emmys.
Yeah, the girl is rocking this. You know, for a while Carla had the cameo. Now she has it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, without question. Without question.
Now that girl at the bottom, the lady that's homeless, I'm telling you, she got resemblance to what's her name?
Who, Haley?
Haley. I can say actually Haley.
Yes, she does.
Some people were asking on Facebook if she actually is playing two parts.
Oh, the actress? No.
No, I know, but that's what they were saying. That's how good they came
so
together.
Similar.
The resemblance, right? With the resemblance.
The voice, the mannerisms, the accent. Like, if you close your eyes, you would have thought it was Haley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, this gotta be her mother.
Mm-hmm.
Has to be.
And because then she had a picture.
Yeah. But there was two kids in there.
Right. Yep.
And I don't know. It just makes me wonder. Maybe this could be her mother, maybe an aunt or something. I mean, it's gonna ruin like my hopes for Haley be Leslie's real daughter. But oh well. But just the mannerism, even the complexion, the facial features. I'm like, that's gotta be Haley's mother or Haley's relative to some degree.
Let me see. I'm just reading some of these comments. Now, Brooklyn says, Leslie is so upset because she knows that Eva is not accepted by her dad. That is true. But that's what you wanted, though.
You would think a mother would want that. Mm-hmm. Not be jealous of that.
Yep. But I honestly believe, just getting back to the storyline with the homeless lady, to me, that's gotta be her mama.
Yes. See, even Jasmine said, yeah, she's related to Double D Mosquito.
Double D, oh my gosh. That is too funny, Double D Mosquito. Sharon says Dana is definitely a hated villain. Yeah, but Trisha Mann's doing an excellent job if everybody can hate her.
Yes.
Even Kat had the same birthday. I believe they do because Kat just had her birthday, and now it supposedly was Eva's birthday. But who's to say that the girl might not even know her own birthday, and it was the same day as her? So I'm curious to find out what these other secrets that she has. Because she is just too emotionally detached from Eva to be her mom. She was ready to just kick her out the house with no second thought. I'm like, you can't stay up in here.
She is just a long-term caregiver who was reaping benefits. She received 2 cash payouts for Eva.
So, Bobby Wobby said people think that the kids in that picture is Samantha and Tyrell.
That would be very interesting.
That she's the biological mother of their children. Oh my goodness. Either way, whether it's Haley's mom or Tyrell and Samantha's mom, that would be some soapy.
Because they brought her on for a reason.
Yep.
Because they quickly got Naomi from out of that settlement lawsuit storyline really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And they brought her into this one. So, I don't know, I'm wondering. But she definitely talks, everything is Haley.
Mm-hmm. I agree. Okay, so we're going to move on a little bit. So, it looked like Ashley and, what is that guy's name? Her boyfriend.
Derek.
They moved in together and it ain't working. Well, he moved in with her. And of course, there's things that she's set in her ways about with her place, which people get real comfortable with their places, especially when they were single. Now he wants, of course, now he's moved in, he's doing some of his habits, and it is irritating Ashley.
I'll be very, very honest and transparent with you guys. I didn't care.
Yeah. There's nothing there.
No, I'm sorry, y'all. But even with Ashley and Andre, there really isn't anything there. And it's no shade to the actors whatsoever. I just wish they gave them like a storyline to kind of sink our teeth into, because like them fighting over the soap and the remote and hanging the picture on the wall, I don't know. Like, I'm pretty sure a majority of the people has lived with somebody else and had to adjust. That's not something, fresh and new,
Jasmine, Gail said the storyline on Martin's secret is dragging out too long. Yes, it is. That secret has been on since the show started.
In February.
Yep. And it's about time, because now it's 3 months in and we still don't know what his secret is. Did he hit somebody? Did he do something crazy? We don't know. And they just keep tap dancing around it.
Yep.
And Jasmine said, she agreed, because soon we ain't going to even care. We'll be like, okay. What you do? Oh, okay.
And Jasmine said Ashley and Derek are the weakest links. And I hate to say that, but like I said, I was like, okay, so they fighting over the comforter, the wallpaper, or whatever. Okay.
That's why I agree with Derek on this when he said when they got a place, they should have got something that they moved into together. Because a lot of people get territorial about, their stuff when people move in with them. Don't move this, don't change this, get your stuff up off my floor. This ain't how I keep my house. And I get it. So, I mean, I've heard that, especially in other conversations, that normally it's good to get something together. So you both feel like you got equal equity into the place that you have. What do you think?
I agree. But eventually, people are going to have to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
And if they plan on going the long haul and getting married, they're going to have to get over the small stuff. And like, they just started living together. Like, it's going to be okay. There's going to be a lot of things about the man that's going to annoy you over the years. Look, and let bygones be bygones.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I would love for them, writers, if you guys are listening? Because we don't know if Joey, the mob guy, has any children. And we know nothing about her father.
Right.
What if she ends up being like Joey's daughter? And she is part of like a mob fortune or something.
Right.
Just something else. Just, something different for, I guess, the Ashley character.
Here's another thing that everybody was asking about. I don't know if this was Monday or Tuesday's episode when they were over at Orphe Jeans. Who is the mystery guy by the window in that table he was sitting at? He kept watching all of them. You remember that guy?
Yeah. Because I don't know if he might be a private detective, or maybe he might be FBI, since Martin is, a public figure.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever he did, or actually he could be working for Bill for all we know, keeping tabs on Martin. Whatever the case is, he's whatever Martin did. Clearly, it's going to be detrimental to work. Now there's people watching him.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the people is also closer to home than he realized, starting with that little girl around Tyrell.
Right. Yeah, that girl just popped up out of nowhere, and she's the ex-girlfriend of the dude who started the bullying and the picture sharing too. Who knows, girl?
I had a whole theory about that. I'm waiting for some more information, but I don't think that she's a teenage girl. I think she is the reporter.
Oh.
Because remember, they were talking about like the reporter was going to release all this information, and like how did the reporter get all that information? And I was thinking maybe she might be the daughter of the reporter, but the way she's moving, I'm like, maybe she is the reporter. If anyone's seen a movie called Never Been Kissed, where like it was a grown woman posing as a teenager to get a story, I think it might be this situation.
It could be. Gail Lewis said that Vanessa and Doug are a boring couple too.
They know that. That's why they're not together. Most of the time. Most of their scenes are not together.
They just, I don't know why they put them two together in the first place. But obviously, maybe for that reason. Just to make it look like, they are off couple. They're off. Because we supposed to believe that they have been married since they were in high school. Or they were together since they were in high school. Got married, had children, and now these kids are grown. So they've been together for decades.
Yeah. And I wouldn't put it past Vanessa to be cheating the whole entire time because she's so comfortable with it. She has escort on speed dial. He's been gambling since he was a kid, he said. So they just been coexisting as parents, and now they're empty nesters and they're going about their business separately.
Yep, that is true. Michael Foster, welcome in. That's a new name. Derek needs to be one of Vanessa's side dudes.
I would love that.
What?
They gotta shake those. They gotta shake Derek and Ashley up. That's a
Right.
great idea, Michael.
Yeah, but Vanessa passed off to what?
Oh, wait a minute. Now that would be an interesting storyline for CBS if they were to go that route.
Mm-hmm.
I will say, the writers, I think they should put Derek with a different lady on the show just to see what the chemistry would be like and do some chem testing. But for Vanessa to hook up with the firefighter, I can definitely see that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's being that it's a new soap. It's definitely room to move some folks around. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, I thought that Cody dude was there. Cody. Cody.
Who was Cody?
Who was Cody?
Was
I'm trying to remember who was Cody.
Yeah, I can't remember. I think that they'll let us know.
Yeah.
Unless that was the guy over at the window, but they didn't say his name though. I wonder. I don't know. We'll find out.
All right. I mean, it was a lot going on. The other thing that happened is between Anita and Danny trying to put Eva on notice. Nicole being upset with Andre for a hot second because he didn't tell. I mean, honestly, was it his place to even tell Nicole?
No. That ain't got nothing to do with that man. There's plenty of people who keep secrets for other people every day. If that were the case, then everybody shares everybody's secrets. Yeah. There's certain things that's just kept in confidence, but it's not technically your business to share.
Right. She was mad at that man when he came in. I'm like, you got some secrets to tell, but you ain't telling folks.
The foot fetish guy. I don't remember that. I had to go back and watch the episode. Bobby Wobby. Thank you, though. We're going to check to see who that Cody guy was. I can't remember. But as far as Andre...
Cody was that little skinny guy that was stalking Vanessa. Remember she was talking to him over the back of that seat?
Okay, I was about to say. Okay, yeah. They kind of look a little bit alike. I can see that, how you thought it was Derek.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I wonder how long he's going to be around. They added some new characters in, like the Anastasia lady. Like they added some new people in. So we might see him around soon.
Anastasia was messy. Does it seem like Andre and Danny is trying to make this a relationship?
I don't know what they want to do, because I thought they wanted to release everything and say that they're together. Maybe they're trying to put it on hold until the Ted and Nicole thing subsides. But her sister asked her point blank, "Hey, is there something going on with you and Andre?" And she's like, "No."
Mm-hmm. She knows she lying. It is definitely something going on between her and Andre. They sleeping together, even at that level.
Yeah, and I'm like, I wonder if she's saying that because now she has a reason to be mad at Bill for something, because we saw that she raced right over there to try to cuss Bill
right
about his involvement.
Girl, I'm sitting up there looking like, why are you over there mad? You got a whole dude over there. Them kids is grown, and granted, you don't like what went down at the whole thing with your sister, but I mean, you know what you married. You know what type of dude he was. He was the cleanup man for your own family.
Yeah, which I'm surprised she's so delirious to that.
Girl, she act like she didn't know. Cause when
It's
he
like she
brought
knew
it
about the
up, like
cheating.
some of the stuff I had to do, asked Anita and Vernon Dupree, and she looking like, well, what they got to do with it? So obviously, there's some things that Bill had done that the rest of the family don't know about.
Yeah. And clearly Anita and Vernon got a whole lot more secrets
Right.
than just the Martin thing. I'm wondering it's going to come up. But even still, she didn't have to go over there.
Mm-mm.
This was her sister's issue. I could see Nicole going over there
Mm-hmm.
and saying a few words. But she just needed an excuse to be in Bill's face. She missed that man. She's obsessed with that man. Now she has another reason to be mad at him.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, Danny can miss me with all that. I was just more surprised that Anita and Danny wanted to check Ted.
Yeah, that I was like, where's Vernon?
He is worried about his wife starting her music group again.
Why are you so pushy about that?
I don't know. He's the number one fan. I'm like, you got all this stuff going on with your daughter, and he made it apparent that these women had made that the men in their lives are causing, a lot of issues for them. You would think that as a father, he'd be so mad and so upset, same way Anita was, to go step to Ted.
Mm-hmm.
But he chose to be a house husband.
Girl, you said a house husband.
Look, he more concerned about his wife starting her music group all over again, nothing else.
Yeah, that whole thing didn't make sense to me, and she's clearly struggling with it. And he was like, but you can do this and you do that. And I'm looking at that girl don't want to go on tour.
Look, she don't want to go on tour for whatever she did. That's a whole other conversation.
Mm-hmm.
But I wanted to point out real quick that when what's his name, Bill came over to the house, guess who kicks him out? It's not Vernon.
Yep, Anita.
I'm like, okay, she's stepping up in her role.
Girl, that whole thing was just crazy.
As a protector of the family. I'm like, okay, Stephanie.
Let's see what else we had. And then we had Kat recording Leslie about that whole thing, trying to throw her daughter up under the bus as being I kind of touched on it earlier a little bit, but yeah, her being the actual person behind the motorcycle thing, and I'm sitting up there. I like this fact that this show does stuff like that. There's times on the other soap we'd be like, dang, I wish you had a camera. You could have got this, that, and the third. They got her recording devices and everything. Cat be on it.
It's like a level of common sense. And it's refreshing to see, because we were in that situation. Yeah, we're going to get you on record saying all of this. Now, at first, I thought Leslie was going to catch her. I thought she was going to catch her, but she didn't. And part of me feels Leslie still knows that she was recording. That's why she was saying things free-willingly.
Well, this is going to blow up in her face, because I think Eva was... Well, no, she wasn't working with them yet. So they would just have to figure out her whereabouts. Because Kat really wants this to be on Eva. She wants this more on Eva than Leslie.
Yeah. And that's jealousy coming out. And I think this is going to be an ongoing thing between Kat and Eva. I think they're going to continue to write Kat kind of not like the evil sister, but they're just going to continue to be adversaries.
Okay.
I'm wondering if that's like going to be like a twin thing. I really feel like they're fraternal twins still, but she's gonna just be mad that Eva pretty much took her daddy. Because she was the only girl. She was the baby girl, the miracle child.
Right. Exactly.
And now he's gonna play catch up to all the things that he missed out on with Eva, and she's probably gonna feel like she's left on the back burner. So that's gonna leave these two girls being adversaries to one another.
What do you think about the whole thing with Martin inviting Eva over to the house? And then the whole hairstyle thing.
Oh, Lord. Well, first with that, I think that, I'm glad that he's not holding that on his sister. He's like, look, I'm the oldest. I'm going to let you in, and, we'll develop our relationship. I was actually really happy to see that. And he has that right. Same way Kat has her right not to have a relationship with her at this time. It just is what it is. But her going over to the house, and then we got the whole hair weave montage. I'm like, it's still making the actress look older than what she is. The jean, short mini skirt outfit, once again, no shade to the actress. But I'm like, she's supposed to be playing a 16-year-old girl. Now, we know the real age of the actress, but the character she's playing is supposed to be a 16-year-old girl. And I'm like, she got 4 packs of weave, and the skirt is extra short. And I'm like, she's getting all these different hairs.
Lord.
It's a cute scene, but I'm like, it's each time, it was making her look older, looking at her make 25, 30, 25, 30. I was like, okay, it's not helping her at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I just thought that, excuse me, obviously, he's trying to build a bridge to her as a sister, but yeah, when they had her doing all those hairstyles and stuff, I'm like, where you get? I know you carry equipment in your car, but okay.
She took the hair out, put it back in. The girl had at least 3 or 4 bundles of hair, so she had plenty to work with. She needed to have her own supply.
Girl. Anyway. What else do we need to cover?
I think we covered the fact that I think Anita and Danny were checking Eva. I'm like,
yeah, I kind of briefly breezed past that. What did you say about
it? They made their point clear. We get it. And my thing is, why are they writing this to where it's a whole Dupree thing? She's a Richardson.
True. I don't know why. That doesn't. Yeah, that's weird to me. They've been doing that throughout the entire storyline since the whole thing came out. You'll never be a Dupree. Well, she's not.
Right. They had Leslie go over there saying that he had to welcome her in as a family member. And then you have Anita and Danny letting her know, look, you're not a part of this family. We don't see you as family. She's not. She's a Richardson.
Right.
She's only just a half sibling of Martin and Kat. It has nothing to do with her. She's not a Dupree of any sort, unless the writers are hinting that she is.
Right. Yeah, unless it's something else, but I'm like, that don't make sense. Y'all hyping this up at her, oh, you'll never be a Dupree. Well, you're right. She's not. She's Ted's daughter. That's his own different bloodline. If Nicole was never married to him and Eva still existed, just say him and Leslie was not a toxic situation, she still would never be a Dupree. Because she's a Richardson.
Exactly. I don't know. I feel like they're hinting to us that maybe she is a Dupree. That's why I really feel that maybe Kat and her are fraternal twins,
Right.
because like, why are they like harping on this with these characters? Like, why?
Yeah, that part didn't make sense to me. I'm like, okay. I mean, I know I'm not missing anything. So,
Yeah.
okay. All right. Anything else?
Well, we got two new Teds.
Yeah, that's about it. So,
Well, they swapped one out, and you know, I don't know how anyone feels about it. Um, I feel like there's a different tone, a different approach. Um, so I'm gonna try to give it a chance, even though I miss Maurice and his arms
right.
and his turtlenecks. You know, I miss
Mm-hmm.
all of that.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I guess I'll have to see, like you say, give him some time to see what he do in the new role of Ted for him. So, all right, let's get to our segments, and then I'm gonna let everybody get ready to shut down for the night. Um, Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, follow on all of the other platforms, Facebook, also Instagram, TikTok, Threads. There's a blog out there. The spoilers for each three of the shows are already out on the blog. So just type in Soap Corner Talk, and you should be able to see a lot of different avenues to stay in touch or be, part of the Soapies family. All right. Okay. So our first segment is flip the script. So what that means to the newbies in the chat, if there's a particular scene or storyline that you wish you could change, this is where we flip the script. All right. So what you got for Y&R?
Uh, Amanda only going to see Phyllis and not giving the Winters a time of day.
Okay. I wanted Damien to say, you gonna want me to quit my job to come work from you with a mystery job that you don't even know exists, and at the same time play a double agent? I don't think so. Me having an interest in you ain't finna put myself in criminal territory.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what exactly she's manipulating his attraction to do what she's doing, and he's a willing participant. What you got for Bo?
A change of clothes.
Yeah, you funny.
That's all I kept thinking about. Just a change of clothes. Can we go to the next day?
Yeah. That whole week looked like it was one day.
It was 2 weeks of one day.
Right. Girl, what would have been funny is Hope and Liam having that conversation, Carter standing at the door. Hope realized that door, somebody is cracked listening, coming in and close the door in his face. How are you going on Brooks' property and opening somebody's door? That's the problem. They never lock doors on this show.
Exactly. Which is why I don't understand why they're so scared of Luna.
They never. Luna walked into Steffy's house. Carter almost walked into Brooks' house, the door, but because they was talking, the door was cracked. I'm like, so, you know what? Hey, since he want to go and creep at the door and listen, she come up to the door and close to his face.
Mm-mm-mm.
Let me stop. All right, what you got for BTG?
For BTG, I really don't have anything. I would just like for Vernon to have stepped up as a father instead of Anita going to Ted.
Okay. Gotcha. I kind of wish Anita pushed back at Vernon. Like, look, back off and let me have some space with this whole reunion thing. I don't understand why you pressing for this so hard.
the Sharon lady that's supposed to be coming into town, whoever her friend is, she got secrets on Anita. I guarantee it.
Yeah, that's gonna
And
be
that's the reason.
interesting. That's a whole new storyline that's coming to that plot. So, yeah.
Because neither one of those ladies wanted to talk to her, hanging up on her face. I'm like, girl, what did you do? Did you sleep with somebody's man?
Uh-oh. Yep.
Just
Who
saying.
knows? It could be. All right, what you have? Oh, so our next segment is who's taking seats. So what that means for the newbies in the chat is that if there's some character on each one of the shows that really got on your nerve, they were doing too much, where they need to take several seats, that's what this is. So who you got taking seats for Y&R?
Oh my goodness, there's so many to choose from. Like I'm looking at Sharon, I'm looking at these different people. Claire for me.
Okay. Yeah, I need Lily to take a seat. I need the Winters to take a seat. Man, you just got the biggest compliment ever telling you that you are in the clear. And you think that you that much of a high and mighty, you feel bad that ain't nobody coming for y'all. As you say, Bree, in the other day, checking for you.
Yeah.
Nobody checking for you.
Exactly. You should be more than relieved.
Exactly. And then to take it another level, Devon said, oh, maybe it's not about business, it's about me. Dude, if you don't go somewhere and sit down somewhere.
They don't even take you seriously as a business owner. Neither does your sister, to be honest.
Girl, that whole thing, it had me rolling. Major side eye. Like, yeah. What? Anyway, wait till, if it is Kane Ashby. Yeah, okay. Who's taking seats on Bold?
Brooke, for me.
I'm gonna say
you're going to this single woman telling her what she can and cannot do, approaching this single man.
That is true, and he is single, unbeknownst to Katie and Brooke that didn't get the memo.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give Liam a gentle seat because he need to go back to see Dr. Buckingham. That man has not been to the doctor since he left against medical advice.
That is true. I'm like, how is he driving?
You walking around getting sporadic sharp headaches and dizzy spells. And it's like, dude, I understand you don't want, but if you really want to fix this, if possible, you need to go see somebody. And that man has not been back to the doctor since he left against medical advice.
Yeah. And I'm like, Finn is, giving you some sound advice, sure, but he's not your doctor.
Right. You need to be at a hospital getting getting this thing under control. Maybe they can give you at least something to help with the symptoms.
Yeah.
And the dizzy spells. But no, he want to be out there giving advice about love life to people. To a woman who don't want that man.
Exactly. Because she said that freely. Hasn't been with Liam. She's been thinking about other men and being with other men for well over almost 2 years.
Yep.
And has no problem going right back to Liam.
Now, there's a spoiler coming up this week. And again, take it with a grain of salt because these are bold. Bold and their spoilers are notorious for being real tricky. But there is a spoiler out there talking about one separate couple reunite. And I'm like, who? Liam and Hope? It don't sound like it's going to be Brooke and, Ridge, because there's a spoiler later in the week that defies that. So, are you talking about those two?
I don't know. With Bill and Katie, I don't know.
I don't know. It's going to be interesting. All right, who taking seats on BTG?
Casting for switching up my Teds.
Oh Lord.
I was perfectly fine with Maurice and his turtlenecks. We didn't get a love scene. We didn't get him shirtless. None of those things. They decided to switch us up with Ted 2.0. But, that's just me. And I had no choice but to leave it alone after next week.
Okay. I'm going to give Vernon a seat for keeping pressing on Anita about this doggone reunion. She is so uncomfortable about it. She's struggling trying to get the group back together. And he's still, well, you can do this. You can do it. She don't really want to do it.
She's scared. Something going to come out. That's why she don't want to do it.
Yeah, so, I mean, Vernon, be careful what you ask for. Alright, next segment is our star of the week for the Young and the Restless. Who you got?
Michelle Morgan. It was so good to see this woman back on my screen.
Yeah, it was good. I'm glad she's back, whether it's temporary or she's going to stick around for a while. It's good to see Michelle back. Yay.
Yes.
Alright. Yeah, so it's unanimous on that one. What about Bold?
I'm torn between Annika and Scott. I guess I'll give it to Scott because this is like a storyline he'll definitely like knock it out the park with, even though it's gonna be sad, but like he's a talented actor. I love Scott. Hello?
I'm here.
Oh yeah. And then when it comes to Annika, like her scene where they're right there on the couch, I think they were just beautiful together.
Oh, okay. And then I'm trying to think, who would I give it to? Bold. Yeah, it's a toss up between the two of them, like you just said. Gotcha.
We both can get it then.
What about BTG?
Trisha Mann.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. She's playing an excellent villain.
Yes, she is. I love it. Like, I love a good villain on a show. She's definitely giving Carla a little bit run for her money on this show. I will say that.
Yeah, because at first Carla had the spotlight with her acting and being back, since Bold. Now Trisha she cutting up.
Yes, she is.
All right. Now we have our pickle of the week, Y&R.
Devon.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Just like
you know what? I'm gonna let you have that one. I'm gonna give that pickle to Claire, too. Mine, because Claire is irritating.
I'm like you just can't count your blessings and just leave it alone.
Yep. All right, and pickle on Bold.
I really can't think of one.
Let me think. Pickle on Bold.
I think Deacon was last week.
Right.
Because I would have gave it to him. Actually, I'll go ahead and give it to Carter.
Well, I'm waiting to give him. I'm gonna give him something else. But
he would have earned them. He would earn them both. But the way that he was coming after Daphne and all she was doing was just telling this man the truth that he didn't want to hear.
I'm gonna give a pickle to Brooke because of the fact that she walking around trying to be Miss Know-It-All, and like you just said earlier, Brooke sitting around trying to tell that girl, "Oh, Hope and Carter's in love," and I'm like, "Girl, yeah, okay, go just stop it."
I'm like, does Hope know that?
Right. Maybe you need to go have a conversation with your daughter. All right. Let's see. And BTG pickle of the week.
I'm goodness, there's so many. I won't say so many, but
There's so many
if I were to give
pickles,
it
girl.
different reasons, I'll give it to Bill this week.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Because he didn't have to come after, he didn't have to say what he had to say to Danny. He didn't have to show up to Dupree's house acting crazy and talking to Smitty crazy either.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay. Pickle. I mean, as much as she's the star of the week, I can give her the pickle as a character because she threw her daughter under the bus, threw her out of the house. And this is the same girl that you claim that you wanted to push into the family. And when she does get with Ted and the family, now all of a sudden you can't stand the girl. Okay. Yeah, so.
Right. Yeah, just a jealous co-worker, not a mother-daughter relationship.
Yep. All right, so who gets the last one, which is our Simple Olympic? So bronze, I'm gonna give it to Nicholas.
Right, because he just pulled his cape out of nowhere. I'm like, sir, you were on vacation.
Yeah, he did.
I'm simping, pretty much.
And then the silver. Who would you give that to?
Oh, that is Jamie. And you don't quit your job for a woman you barely know.
Yep.
Because she asked you, and then she still doesn't trust you after that.
Nope. All right, who got the silver? Was that silver? Bronze? No, gold.
Oh, Damien was silver. So
okay,
for gold. So for gold, goodness gracious. I almost want to give Carter gold and platinum, to be honest.
Oh, he gets one. I don't know why I'm kind of leaning toward Kyle, because he's being real stupid right now.
You know what? Actually, I'll rearrange it. I'll put Damien as gold, and I'll put Kyle as silver.
Okay, that'll work.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's jumping through hoops to please Claire, knowing clearly after her mama done told her. Now, he's already said that the thing between the Abbotts and the Newmans, and he's still like, okay, whatever you want. And I'm like, dude, how many times you going to bump your head up against the wall?
Yeah, and it makes sense for Damien to get gold because he's risking his livelihood for a girl who does not appreciate it at all.
Right. Exactly. So, yeah, you get gold. And then who gets platinum? None other than Mr. Coup de Gras gut punched Carter Walton. You
and
win.
He even knew it. He knew it this week too.
Girl, that man ran head first into a moving train.
And he said, I gave it all up for her. I risked everything for her. Yes, you did.
Brooke put a battery in his back. And then he ran over there and ran head first into Liam telling her to go back to him. And she was like, no, I love you.
I'm like, oh, that face changed.
Poor little Tink Tink.
Poor little Tink Tink. I'm like, it just changed. It blew up right in front of his face. His heart was broken. He was shedding some tears. I'm like, oh, we should feel bad for you, but we don't.
Oh my God, girl, I was waiting for that all week. I wanted that moment, that picture perfect face where he realized that you did all of that for nothing.
Yep.
You risked your friendship. You risk both your jobs. You risk your entire career and maybe about to be disbarred for a woman only to say, I love my ex.
Yep, and she ain't been with that man in almost 2 years.
Right. Yeah. So it was a good one, girl. I know this one was a late one. Hopefully, like I said, you guys, we may be able to do a Friday night back to what we used to prior to, I think it was April 1st. So, I will most definitely let you know, and therefore that may be able to include Keish as well, because I know her schedule is a lot different over the weekends. So Friday was pretty much good, for you guys as well. So I will definitely keep you posted and everything. So you got anything else before we go, Bree?
No, so much fun hanging out with you guys and seeing some new faces too.
Yes, you guys. So yeah, all my newbies in the chat, welcome in. And make sure you hit that subscribe button so you will be notified about the bold recaps. Bree has been putting in the other two channels, the Y&R Unfiltered and the Shade and the Beautiful, which carries which carries Beyond the Gates. So yes, you can check out those channels as well. All right, you guys. I appreciate you. Have a great night. Have a good start of the week. And until next time, we will see you soon. Bye, Soapies.